Hello everyone, this is not the start of the video. The video gets kind of sideways and I think it's funny, and I want to leave it in there because at the very least you'll get a laugh out of this. Hopefully you'll get a laugh. And I don't want to give it away, but I do have to preface it with this. Keep in mind, GEPRC 2 packages. So about 4 minutes and 18 to 20 seconds after this segment ends is where you find that it gets a little bit sideways. Enjoy. Hello everyone, and thanks for coming back to the channel. Today we're looking at the GEPRC 12 amp F4 flight controller with ESC all built in. And I've got a little surprise for you. What is that? So apparently we have a collaboration going on between GEPRC and Beta FPV. Let me turn that right side up so you can get a clearer image of what I'm talking about. So we've got this flight controller now with 12 amps. You know, our overhead with these all-in-one flight controllers has been kind of low at 5 amp, 6 amp peak. But now we're going for 12 amp. Let's go through a few specifications. Hang tight with me because I do want your input on what I should do. I have 2 of these and I have 2 more on the way, so I've got a couple of builds and let's see which one I'm going to do first. So the MCU on this is the STM32 F411. This is a Maytag F411 target for your beta flight flashing purposes. It's got the MPU 6000 gyro accelerometer, no built-in receiver. It does have an integrated LC filter as well as a 5-volt BEC. There's a host of other things. I can link it to the GEPRC website where you can see it all. And additionally, they also do a really nice job illustrating connecting a bunch of different receivers to this. They've got FrSky XMs, they've got TBS Crossfires, they've got a whole bunch of different kinds of receivers, and it's all diagrammed and well laid out. It shows you beta flight entries. So they've done a nice job at documenting this. The beta FPV ones were supposed to be here a week ago or so. They must be hung up in customs. And we could take a quick look at those if you want to when they come in. But I have a feeling they're probably going to be the same. You can see right there we've got our boot button. Let's try to go through the pinout. If my description is not very clear, the description on the website is quite good. So really there's not much to see here on this side. This is just all our FETs. We've got our connectors for the motors, and we've got our USB connector here. But I wanted to give you a closer look to that. I will compare this to a couple other flight controllers from Beta FPV and Happy Model, the previous iterations, let's call those, so you can get a quick look at those. But we'll do that as soon as we run through the pinout. So we've got these 2 pads right over here. We need to short those together if we're using DSMX. And then we've also got to get our 3-volt off of the edge of this capacitor. That is a little weird, but that's how the diagram is laid out. Don't mistake this little area. This is an LED up here, and something that's different on their website than we see here visually is the buzzer pads are supposed to be right here, but we see a capacitor or some sort of small electronic here. I don't see where this actually has a buzzer on it, so that's something that you should be aware of. Again, this has got Beta FPV screening on it, and we're going to open one fresh from the package here in just a moment after we get done. This first pad is UART 2. Then we've got 5-volt, we've got ground, and we've got an LED. LED was over here. Sorry, I didn't have my screwdriver in the right spot. We've got our battery plus. Hopefully you can see the little plus symbol, and our minus right down here. And then we've got 5-volt ground, video in, video out, and another UART for your TX. We also have 2 other pads right over here. You can probably see it better than I can. It's R2 and T2 for more UART. We've got a fully featured board here. It's really quite impressive so far. Of course, hasn't been used yet, so we'll have to see about performance. They're touting this as 4S, but you know, 4S is relative to the number of amps you're going to draw, so you may find you have motors that will go well beyond the specs of this. So it's 12 amp per ESC or per motor, and so that you have that total combined to use in your flight performance. Also look at the thickness of that board, and I'm going to bring out the original Happy model. This is the V2 though. Look at the difference in thickness. Let's go ahead and measure that. So it looks like the Beta FPV board is 1.5 millimeters, whereas the Happy model is just a touch over 1. The GEPRC board weighs 5.78 grams. The Happy model board weighs just a touch over 4 grams. And yes, the Happy model version is the one without a receiver. So you can take a look at the layout here. I just wanted to give you a side-by-side comparison. I'm trying to hold them as steady as I can. You can maybe read all the tiny little components and the labels on those. And here's a look at the other side. Something to note, as you may see here on the boards, we have the USB connector is different. The flat side is on the opposite side, so that may matter depending upon your installation and how tight that area is. So the next thing I wanted to do is I wanted to open up a fresh one, because when I first opened it up, I was surprised that it said Beta FPV on it. I've got a second one here. Let's see what it says too. Got the package here. Hopefully you can tell it's still got that label, that seal over it. It may take me a moment. I'm going to do this uncut to reveal whatever it is that's inside here. There's got to be an easier way for this, doesn't there? Well, this is ridiculous. Oh, I think I got it. Okay. So, we're opening. Same packaging, looking through here. And look at that. This one says GEPRC on it. I completely didn't expect that. Okay, is there a difference now? Did by chance they get mixed up? They're made the same place. Where's my other one? There it is. Okay, let's see. Is it identical? No, it's not identical. Holy cow. So we just went through all that, and it's... Okay, so now DSMN is on the other side. Hold on, am I holding it backwards? No, I'm holding it the same way. USB ports are mounted the same way. The arrow, we see the arrow on the Beta FPV one. This is really, really strange. I did not expect it to be different. No, it's not different. What, am I crazy? No, it's not different. I was confused because I had it laid out differently. Jeez Louise, what a comical video this has become. So it's the same. Let's rotate it over just to be sure. They're the same. So I fooled myself for a minute. Most of you probably had a pretty good laugh at that. That's okay. At least I brought you a good chuckle today. So look at that. GEPRC packaging, one Beta FPV, one GEPRC. I guess that's what you get when you get early stuff, huh? So I have to presume that there's the same boards, means they both came in GEPRC packaging and they both came in the same box and everything, with not separate orders or anything of that nature. The screen printing is slightly different. You know, we see the arrow. Well, no, that am I holding them differently? No, I'm not holding them differently. They are slightly different. Look at the arrow area. And on this board, let me get this closer. Sorry. Let me refocus my camera. I'm going to try not to make any cuts here so nobody thinks I'm absolutely nuts, because I'm tricking myself so many times here. See, look at the arrow here, and we don't have the arrow here. We've actually got a little FET possibly right there, and then we have those two buzzer pads. So this matches what is on the GEPRC website, but this one doesn't, but it came in GEPRC packaging. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Hopefully you guys can see that very clearly. Let me get in even closer here. I'll zoom in more. Get the camera to refocus here. So they're very, very similar. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe they have the same manufacturer and they come off on similar lines. They just got the wrong package. Pretty interesting though. So this video took a comical turn. I'm all right with that. Some comedy never hurts our soul, does it? Okay, I'm going to put these away, and I want to get those frames out because I would like to know what you think I should build first, because we have a lot of these coming out. Oh, and it does come with a pigtail. I didn't include that, and some red gummies. I do like that they're going to color. And then we get some screws for mounting. Typical stuff there. Frames. Let me zoom out some more. Okay, we got the Tomo Quads chopstick. And I'll get the base of the frame out, but this is the only one that has a picture. This is actually a prototype frame, but I thought I would throw it your way. This is the Airblade UAV DragonFly, I believe. If I got that name wrong, I'll print it on the video overlay. Oh, this has been a long time micro favorite, and I'm just now coming to the game. This is the Little Deuce by Ray Dalton Schultz, longtime designer, and he's been working tirelessly on iterations of this. He printed it in blue for me. I thank you, Ray. Also, he's got some motors, some little floaters. I need to get my hands on those. I need to place an order there. And then we also have another Airblade UAV frame, the Cream Puff Light, actually. Let me take these out, and you can get a better look outside of this cellophane, outside of this packaging that keeps making all these reflections. Okay, so these are the 4 that we have, and eventually, you know, I'm going to build them all up because I just like to tinker and try new things. But I wanted your input for this video on what you want to see most. So I'll put a poll in the top right-hand corner, and if I screw that up, you can just leave a comment, and I'll try to keep a tally. But we have, again, this is the DragonFly. It does come with prop guards. I might experiment with the prop guards, but that's not really my thing, but it could be your thing. Let me know. We've got the chopstick, which has the removable arms. It's the only one with removable arms. It's a little bit more diverse than the others because I do think it comes with different arm sizes, and I am not certain which one I have. I think it looks like it might be the 2.5mm version. It might be the 3. And then we have the cream puff over here from Airblade. So those 2 are from Airblade. And then we have the little deuce over here, and also all these different camera mounts. I think these are all camera mounts. They look like camera mounts. This one might be something like a buzzer or an antenna mount. Not certain. But they have websites showing you all the details on these. So leave your vote. Cream puff, little deuce, DragonFly, chopsticks. Which one should we build first? I'll use one of these GEPRC / beta FPV boards in it. And I believe it should work in all of these. I might have to mount it on the little deuce upside down in order to make it work, but that can be done quite easily. Willing to do that. Which board have I got? Oh, this is the beta FPV board, but this will probably be a GEPRC titled video, won't it? So I'll use these boards and in this frame, and I'll build the first one that you guys decide. Oh, if you have any motor recommendations, I can go out and try to get those. I've got a host of 1104, 1105. I'm not sure about 1106 motors that I have on hand. I do know I have the Sunny Sky 1106. I think they're 6,000 kV motors on hand. So we'd be running 3S on just about all of these. I don't plan to go, 4,500 kV and run 4S. I just don't think that carrying that 4S battery weight around on something so small is worthwhile. And it kind of gets away from that safety value that we have with these ultra micro lights. Hopefully you've included yourself in that poll. If I can, I'll put it up again here because I'm going to end this video, and it's your last chance to click that poll and give me some feedback. If the poll is not up there, go ahead and leave your feedback in the comments down below. Also, what do you think about the fact that I got boards in GEPRC packaging and one of them says beta FPV on it? I'm not bagging on anybody. I just think it's funny and interesting. Boy, I was sure fooled. I thought they were different than I thought they were same, and it looks like they're a little bit different. So we get to try them both. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, or otherwise, please let me know in the section down below. I appreciate your time, and thank you for watching.